My name is Edward Fortune, aka the New Jersey Weedman, and I am a prisoner of the Burlington County Jail. Currently, I'm released on a medical furlough so that I can go to California and get my medical treatment for my bone cancer. And the hypocrisy of this is I'm in jail for possessing my medicine, my medical marijuana. I was prosecuted. I was found not guilty of possession with intent to distribute in a highly public case, but I was found guilty of a fourth-degree possession charge. Now, to me, this was flew in the face of the New Jersey Medical Marijuana Compassionate Use Act, which specifically, if you read it at paragraph E, which specifically stated its goal was to prevent the prosecution of medical marijuana patients, or the imprisonment of medical marijuana patients, or the assets of medical marijuana patients from being seized. But in my case, Judge Delahaye refused to allow me to invoke the New Jersey Medical Marijuana Act as a defense, or a part of my defense. I was forbidden to talk about it, even though I was arrested after it was passed. And after I was found guilty of possession, he still refused to stay the sentence pending the appeal. I believe on the appeal I'm going to win, but it's my mouth. I know I irritate people. I irritate state officials because I tell the truth about marijuana. You have to remember, our laws are based on lies, and these officials, they live their careers enforcing these lies. And a lot of them know they're lies, but they're stuck in them. And when I'm sitting there telling them the truth, or publicly telling the truth, it irritates them. It makes them out to be liars. I mean, look at this, the childhood fable, the emperor wears no clothes. And when the child told the truth that the emperor had no clothes on, and everyone laughed at him. Well, the same thing is happening here, except here we have the emperor's like a guy like Judge Delahaye. He doesn't like that. People laughing at him, people understanding that I'm the one telling the truth. They're the villains here. They're the evil king, the evil empire. And in the childhood fable, everyone laughed at the emperor, and he ended up, running back to the kingdom and putting on some clothes. In the real life here, no, these tyrants, these state officials, they punish you. I'm in jail more for what I say than what I've done. Because like I said, I don't believe I've done anything wrong. I'm a medical marijuana patient, just licensed as a medical marijuana patient in the state of California. And at the time, I was living in California, and I just traveled home on a visit, and I had my medicine with me, and the rest is a nightmare, But this imprisonment has really, really affected my ability to get back and forth to California. Obviously, if I'm in jail for 20 days of the month, how am I going to earn an income? I'm in jail for 20 days of the month, and then they release me for 10 days. And during that 10 days, I'm supposed to fly to California and back to get my treatment. Like I said, this is a monthly thing. It's scheduled out. Right now, I'm at this month right here, November. I have between November the 6th and November the 12th to get my shot. These dates that are circled are also dates I'm supposed to get bone scans or MRIs. And because of this jailing, I can't even get my bone scans and MRIs. It's just not enough time. I wasn't even able to schedule it at all last month, And, I actually didn't believe that I would even be able to make it to California this month. When I got out, I had like $80 in my bank account, and no way of making any money, and having to fly like almost immediately. Luckily for me, I had a few people who, they saw the newspaper stories of me asking the governor for clemency. This is the official petition that I filed along with this write-up explaining my entire case. which you can see online. If you go to my website and go to press releases, go to my website, NJweedman.com, and go to press release, click on press release, and you'll see clemency requests, and click on clemency requests, and you can read it. Click on all the hyperlinks too. But anyway, these newspaper stories generated here in New Jersey that talked about my request for clemency and the things I say in it, and people have looked online and found my clemency request and actually have read it, and I hope you do. So I actually got lucky. I should say it's a godsend. I should say a blessing. But this couple, Jason and Janine Brom from North Carolina, reading these stories, reading my plight and my dilemma, they helped me out. They actually bought me a round-trip plane ticket. So, they are my personal heroes, because they helped me. I thought I wasn't going to get this treatment this month at all. Who knows what's going to happen next month? What I need you to do, if you've listened to this far, I need to ask you if you can do me one favor. If you can, call the governor's office. Call the governor's office. Just call the governor's office and just complain about this treatment and ask them if they can seriously consider my clemency request. And the governor's office, his phone number is listed on the clemency request. Go to the clemency request, and it's right there. I want you to read the clemency request also, so when you make that phone call to the governor's office, you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying. So please do that. And also, call Judge Delahy, 609-518-2600, extension 2717. Okay, extension 2717 at the Burlington County Superior Court. Because he can always just modify his order and, just give me a stay of sentence. That's all I want. If the appellate court at some point rules in the judge's favor, then all right, I'll gladly do my time. But in the meantime, my freedom is taken, my health is totally seriously impacted, and I believe on appeal, on the larger appeal of this case, the issues raised, I will be triumphant. I will be successful. And the tragedy at that point would be, I lost my freedom. I can't get my freedom back. I'm losing my health care. This imprisonment is seriously impacting my health. And at what point is this war on drugs? First of all, why is marijuana listed as a Schedule I drug in New Jersey, when on the other hand, we also have this New Jersey medical marijuana program, and some people get medical marijuana through the New Jersey system, but I'm in jail for having medical marijuana. I mean, there's an equal protection argument here, there's a due process argument here, there's a full faith and credit argument here. I am a medical marijuana patient. I was traveling from New Jersey, from California to New Jersey. If I'm married in California and I come to New Jersey, I'm legal. There's a whole big arguments about that right now because of the gay marriage thing. Certain states have legalized gay marriage and certain states have not. If you're traveling to a state that has not and you're a gay person, are you still married when you come to that state? Well, I feel the same way. I'm a medical marijuana patient and I was traveling. I have a right to travel. I brought my medicine with me. Again, what if I was traveling with Viagra or Percocet or aspirin? No one asked me for a specific prescription from each state I travel through. Why is this supposed to be acceptable that New Jersey would require every medical marijuana patient to be registered and licensed in New Jersey? I'm registered and licensed in California. The California medical marijuana program is way better than New Jersey system that's broke mainly because of, well, I think the law was badly written anyway. It was too protective, trying to be too protective of the substance that's not even dangerous. And then our governor just obstructed, sabotaged, and undermined it. Added things that just were ridiculous and just made it unworkable. But anyway, I asked you to please call the governor. On November 15th, I will be reporting back to jail, back to the Burlington County Jail. I will report back, because that's all I need to do is not report back and end up with another another issue. But imagine that, man. Imagine getting sentenced to 270 days, and you got to do it 20 days at a time. So you do 20 days, you're off for 10 days. Each time I come back is actually is very stressful. That hour or two, that day before I actually have to return back to jail. Very stressful. When you're in jail and you've done something wrong, you've done something wrong, and you kind of accept when you feel like you're the innocent man in jail. And I feel as innocent as the most innocent person in prison. I'm innocent. I am a medical marijuana patient, and I believe the law is absolutely wrong. And the fact of the matter is, I was registered with the state of California. There are 20 states now that have legalized marijuana for medicinal reasons, have recognized marijuana for medicinal reasons, and the District of Columbia has recognized marijuana as a medicine. Yet New Jersey prosecutes me under a law, our 2C laws, that say marijuana has no medicinal value. No, look it up. Our 2C semicolon 35-10 laws say marijuana has no medicinal value, and that's why it's illegal, and you're prosecuted for violating them. Well, at the same time, here in New Jersey, we also have the New Jersey Compassionate Use Act that recognizes marijuana as having medicinal value and allows people to use marijuana. It's not my fault. The state of New Jersey hasn't amended its laws, hasn't corrected its 2C laws to allow for the medical use of marijuana. It's not my fault that the state of New Jersey's program is so slow to catch up. I did what I had to do as far as getting registered in California, seeking legal protection, and I have a right to travel. I was traveling. I was visiting. Imagine this happening to, at this point, there are over 20 states again. Like I said, there are 20 states that have legalized marijuana for medicinal reasons. There are people traveling, and they're going to travel through New Jersey. This is not the first time or the last time that this will happen. I'm sure right now there are people in New Jersey who are from other states who are medical marijuana patients. Luckily, no one's got caught. I hope no one gets caught. But you know what? The New Jersey Appellate Court should review this system, should review New Jersey's laws in the light of the Constitution and in light of the current state of medical marijuana nationally. This is a national issue. But anyway, thank you, Jason and Jenny Brom, for getting my plane ticket and allowing me to make it to my treatment this month. Thank you.